Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina, visiting Parkway Volvo, and I'm checking out a 2017 Volvo S60 T5 Inscription. Now this is going to be a quick look, kind of quick overview of this vehicle. So let's go ahead and check it out. This vehicle has 18-inch alloy wheels, 10-spoke alloy wheels. It also has four-wheel disc brakes with ventilated disc brakes in the front and solid disc brakes in the back. The name of this color is Crystal White Pearl. And it looks really nice, especially in the hot summers. White is a fantastic color to keep you cool, and this one has the blonde or the light interior, which is really nice for the hot summers as well. Taking a look here in the front, has the parking sensors across the front. These little round circles are your parking sensors. It also has LED daytime running lights here across the bottom on both sides. Now the headlights are a reflector system powered by halogen bulbs for your low and your high beams. Okay, let's take a look on the inside of the vehicle. Here's the inside of the passenger door. Check out that metallic accent bending around there. That looks pretty nice. Soft to the touch all the way around your arm, including up here. There's a cup holder or I guess you can put a bottle in that front, but it's mostly just a storage pocket. The blind spot monitor indicator is right in here in the front pillar. There's your threshold with the sill plate. It says Inscription. Power seat here for the passenger side. Heated seats, by the way, as well. Really comfortable seats. Volvo does a really good job of making some really comfortable seats. Plenty of legroom here in the front. Now this is the vehicle that's been stretched 3 inches, so you have additional room for the front and rear passengers, for the legroom and everything. The floor mats are not installed yet, they're in the trunk, but they hook in 2 places. You have a lockable glove compartment that has lots of neat little features. It goes in there quite, I can't even reach back there at my angle. You have a little quick access place to put some pens or whatever here, or whatever it happens to be. And just you can put your school books in there. It's just a really big glove compartment, very useful. The center stack also has a pass-through, which the driver and the passenger can share that storage space. All right, let's take a look in the back. Here's the inside of the back door, all soft to the touch around the arm, just like the front. Very similar styling. It even has that cool metallic accent there. I really like that. Now you also have a shade back here, which you can roll up, and it blocks some additional light. Also gives you some privacy. Then you have the Inscription sill plate here on the back threshold as well. Now the back seat is a bench seat, but it does have some pretty significant bolsters on the ends to kind of simulate like a bucket seat back here. It does have the latch system for car seats. You have an armrest that folds down that reveals some cup holders as well, and a little storage pocket. A little bit of a hump there in the center. There's a 12-volt power supply. And the back of the front seats have a little pocket there. Now this seat's all the way back, so even with that seat all the way back, you still have a significant amount of legroom back here. And you know, of course, the extra 3 inches they added to this vehicle really helps out with that. The locking fuel door is on the passenger side, and it has a pretty traditional cap with a little tether system, but it does have a place to put the cap, rest the cap out of the way while you're pumping gas. Take a look at the back of the vehicle. You can see it has that shark fin antenna at the top. There's your tail lights. You see the T5 Inscription badging here on the right side. Dual exhaust tips. Chrome outline. You also have a chrome accent there at the bottom. And you have the parking sensors on either side right here. Backup camera is all the way here on the side. All right, so let's open it up. There's a little button under here, just push it. All right, so here is your cargo space. And they kind of, everything's carpeted, and try to give you as much space as possible by pushing it in to the right and left. Now you do have folding back seats, so you can, it's a 60-40 split seat system, so you can have a combination of cargo and passenger space expansion when you need it. It also has a little pass-through there to access stuff in the trunk, or put the stuff in the trunk when you need to. This lifts up, and this is where you can find your tire inflator kit, your tools and jack, and also your tow hitch, or the little tow hook right there. This is what the key looks like, and it has a lock and unlock button, the ability to go ahead and turn on some lights, and you can open up the trunk, and a panic button. Has a physical key on the inside as well. Now this is not a proximity key. You do have to unlock the doors by pushing the button, and when you get in the vehicle to start it up, you just place it right here so it can be in contact with the immobilizer system, and you just put your foot on the brake, push that button, starts it up. Here's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat. Now if the floor mat was in place right now, then it would hook in place with these little bumps right there, snap in place like a big button. There's your accelerator and brake pedal, footrest here on the left side. So let's go ahead and take a look under the hood. To open the hood, there's a little latch right in here. You just basically follow the line right here, and it takes you right to the latches on the far right. You move it to the left, lift the hood up. Doesn't take much effort, and it'll go up the rest of the way by itself. So under this cover is a 2.0 liter 4-cylinder engine and it's turbocharged direct injection, and it gets 240 horsepower. Pretty fantastic, and it's paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Here's the inside of the driver's side door. Now this is just like the other side, except for it has a few more buttons. You have the ability to lock out the windows from being rolled up and down by your kids in the back if you want to. You have one touch down windows, one touch up, and they go pretty quick. Your left and right side mirrors can be adjusted here. You just pick a side, and then you adjust it with this little joystick there, it looks like. There's your blind spot monitor indicator on this side. You have 3 memory seat positions here for the driver's seat, and your power adjustments on the side. So right in here you have an electronic parking brake, the ability to adjust the brightness of your gauges. Now this is a button for your fog lights, but this vehicle does not have fog lights. And there's your headlight controls. You have off, parking light, automatic, and then there's your headlights. I'm going to put on auto. You can open up the fuel door here and open up the trunk there. It also has a tilt and a telescoping steering column. Goes quite a ways too, and then you lock it in place with this little lever under here. Okay, let's take a look here on the inside of the vehicle. Seats are super comfortable and plenty of legroom. I mean, I can put my legs completely straight out. I don't need to, I mean, really I would put the seat up a little bit further before I would start driving, but since I'm filming and not driving, I have it pretty far back, and it's really comfortable. So let's take a look here at the steering wheel. It's a leather wrap steering wheel with a smooth leather texturing, and it has a really good thickness, soft to the touch, and really interesting just kind of the way it's designed. It kind of has like this bolstering down here, a thicker portion, and it has this portion there, grip extender or whatever you want to call it, and that metallic accent, or that metallic portion here. And it feels like a plastic. It doesn't feel like it's actually metal. It's just like overlaid plastic, so it's not cold or anything like that. Okay, so your cruise control is here on the left side. You just turn it on, change your speeds, resume and all that stuff, and cancel. Here on the right side is your volume for your radio. Change through your tracks or your stations. And this scroll, depending on what screen you're on, right now we're on the radio, so I can scroll up and down for different stations. But depending on what screen you're on, you can use that to scroll through different things, like zooming in and out on your navigation screen, stuff like that. You have a voice recognition system in this vehicle. This is handy for people. Mostly use it for making calls. So you would push that button and say the name of the person you want to call. It's in your contact list on your phone that's paired with the Bluetooth system, and it'll go ahead and call them up for you. That way you stay productive and keep your hands on the wheel, eyes on the road. Your windshield wiper controls are here on the right side. On the left side is your turn signal, but it has some controls here, this little scroll wheel and a reset there, and that corresponds with your gauges. So it's pretty much all the gauges are digital screens. On the far left is your fuel gauge, on the far right is what gear you're in. Then you have the engine temperature there, and then right there in the center you have a RPMs and a digital speedometer in the center. Kind of zoom in a little bit. I'm going to use this little scroll wheel you also have an OK, so you can make selections here. So I'm going to kind of scroll through so you can see, you can get your trips and outside temperature and different information there as you scroll through, and it kind of changes the screen slightly just to kind of adapt to what you need. So that's pretty neat. Alright, so we already saw the start button, the place to put the key. Now your center stack, and it had a little pass-through behind it I showed you. And the dashboard too, I want to mention that. You have the speaker in the dash, and then the dashboard is a soft to the touch surface. And when I put the shade up, it kind of reminded me, made me see this non-reflective surface. It's really nice. It just has this really nice texture to the dashboard. Okay, so here's the screen, and you have some controls down here, and of course you use the steering wheel. But right now we are in the radio system, so you would push this radio button and you would go land here, and I'm going to use the steering wheel to kind of scroll through to show you that there's different, you can go in different stations there. We push radio again, and it goes to your different radios. So you have AM, FM, satellite radio, and you can change that. So I can scroll up and down, Sirius weather, AM, FM. Make selections by pushing in the scroll wheel. Then you have the media, where you push that, and then of course it has a CD player, which is pretty interesting for a 17. But you can, as you pair devices to the system, it'll actually show more options here. Right now there's no options really other than the disc. Alright, your telephone, once you pair your phone, you have access to your contacts and recent calls, and you'll be able to send and receive calls. Push my car, and then this will pop up basically your status of your stop features is where you stops the engine while you're holding the brake and stopped at a light or a stop sign for an extended period of time. And then as soon as you let go of the brake, it starts the engine, and you go on, And then your blind spot monitoring system is letting you know that it's on. Now let's go ahead and push the navigation button so we can check out that. And I can use the scroll wheel, which is pretty neat, so I can scroll in and out. get my bearings. We're in Wilmington, North Carolina at Parkway Volvo. So you can see where we're at. When I zoom out, you can see the ocean and all that good stuff. And then you push this button over here to set a destination. So you can enter an address, you can go into the settings, and that way you can, take you different places. And then you have this keypad right here for not only making calls for your phone, but also entering in information. So you have the numbers and also the letters here. You can change through tracks or audio stations or different things with these right and left arrows. Then you go into there's your volume for your radio, tune through the stations, and then you can go into different menu options there. And you can also adjust the sound. Let's go ahead and show you that. Push the sound button so you can adjust the bass, treble, balance, fade, and all that good stuff. You can also turn your radio off by pushing that button. So down here is your climate control. So I'm going to get the shifter out of the way so you can see. It's a dual zone, driver and passenger. You can see your heated seat controls. It's a 3-phase, so I push that button, it's going to pop up here. I keep pushing it to adjust it high, medium, low, whatever I want. And same thing for the passenger. I can adjust the fan speed here, where I want the air to blow. Just push that, head, middle area or feet. Air conditioning, front and rear defrosters there. I can also recirculate the air. I can fold down the rear headrests by pushing that button. Let's check this out. You gotta look at this. Push that button and voila, it clears my vision back there. So we'll look at the visibility in the back in a minute. Blind spot monitor system, we can turn that on or off, and when we turn it on, it kind of gives you a little indicator there. It lights it up so you can see what it looks like. Your stop start feature, we can turn that off if we need to. Your parking sensors you can turn on and off. And then your eco, this is where you want the vehicle to emphasize fuel economy. You can turn that on or off. Okay, so here's your shifter right there. Pretty traditional shifter. It's a nice boot down here, and it has that metallic accent on it and like a leather type material on the back side. So let's put it in reverse and look at the backup camera. Now 2 things will pop up. The backup camera with the active guidelines. As I turn the steering wheel, they'll turn, but also the parking sensors for the front and rear will pop up as well. Now this particular vehicle has the camera off to it's like an offset camera, so it's not directly behind the vehicle, but it does give you a wide angle view so you can see if there's actually something behind the vehicle. There's neutral drive, that's your normal drive position, cycles through all 8 gear ratios automatically, but if you want to get sporty and change it yourself, you just move it to the left and you can cycle through the gear ratios manually like a ratchet shifter by bumping it. Forward is plus, and then minus is down here. You'll know what gear you're in because you'll see it right up there. And that little power gauge is pretty neat. As you rev the engine, it'll kind of show you what's going on as far as the power of the vehicle. Alright, so here's this little slider thing which reveals some backlit cup holders and a 12-volt power supply. Here's your center armrest, and it's pretty comfortable. I mean, it's not super soft or anything like that, but it's nice and has a nice curvature to it. So as you put your arm there, it just kind of, goes with your natural curve of your arm, I guess. But it's kind of small, so I don't know if you could share it with your passenger. You kind of have to negotiate that. So this lifts up, and it actually goes back quite a ways. I mean, you can go all the way back and like use it as a little tray back there or something. And in here is a felt-lined compartment, and you have a USB and auxiliary inputs here for your radio, and it goes in there quite a ways. It has a like a little rubber portion at the bottom. Let's see, can't really see. Let's turn the night vision on. Maybe that'll clear things up. Yeah, you can see a little bit better. So you have your USB and auxiliary inputs, and then you can see that little rubber portion at the bottom. Kind of like the junk drawer of the vehicle. It's going to get cluttered up. Alright, so you have an auto dim rear view mirror, and it's actually auto dimming right now because I have the shade over the light sensor. And it's like all the way to the edge mirror. It's pretty nice. Right up here you got some lights. So we have some tap lights. We can turn on all the interior lights like so, all of them off, or we can have them in the center position to where when they open up the door, it'll turn on the interior lights. You also have like roadside assistance and emergency buttons here as well. This right here is for your sunroof. We'll get to that in just a second. Your visors have mirrors and lights. Same thing on both sides. Okay, so the sunroof has a shade that covers 100% of the light. This opens up so you can get some light in. So if you want to open it up like so, you can get some air going. Let's push it again. It goes back a little bit further. Let's go ahead and close it. And let's go ahead and tilt it up so you can see that. And you can close it up if you want to. Alright, let's look at the visibility. We already moved the headrests out of the way. So when there's no passengers back there and you move the headrests out of the way, then you have some pretty good visibility. I mean, of course you have the pillars back there, but I mean, with all the glass, the side windows, all that good stuff, it's pretty good. Of course you have the side mirrors, you have the rear view mirror, the parking sensors, the backup camera, blind spot monitor system, all that stuff to help you out as well. Alright, okay, so thank you for watching, and I know this has been a quick video, just kind of going over the features quickly while I have access to this vehicle. So thank you for watching, and thank you to Parkway Volvo here in Wilmington, North Carolina, for allowing me to show off an awesome vehicle, and I'll see you guys next time. Take a look at the window sticker so you can use the pause button to get some information off of it if you'd like to.